Hi, my name is Kim Vilendrer. I'm one of the 4 science teachers here at Chicago Christian High School, and this is the Project Lead the Way Biomedical Science program. Chicago Christian High School is fully implemented in the Biomedical Sciences program, which means that we offer all 4 years of the Biomed program. Our first course is called Principles of Biomedical Science. The second one is called Human Body Systems. The third one is called Medical Interventions, and the fourth one is Biomedical Innovations. More information can be found at their website, pltw.org. The first course, Principles of Biomedical Science, is an introductory course. Each of these courses are elective courses that students take in addition to their core curriculum. So students will still take a core curriculum of biology, chemistry, physics, and maybe physical science, depending on where they start. So the Biomedical Sciences program are optional electives for students to take. In the first year of Principles of Biomedical Science, we meet our student, our victim. Her name is Anna Garcia. So we start off the school year observing a crime scene, making measurements at the crime scene, and throughout the year, we learn more about what happened to our poor Anna. We learn a lot about diabetes, we learn about heart disease, we learn about sickle cell disease, we talk about different genetic disorders, and we talk a lot about forensic science. In the Project Lead the Way program, there's a very strong emphasis on biomedical careers. So we talk a lot about different careers that students can take in the biomedical fields. We learn about 15 a year throughout the different programs, throughout each class. And this year we are already off to 3. The curriculum has been updated this year and includes a distance learning program for our online learners. Human Body Systems is the second year of the biomedical program, and Human Body Systems, it's very much an anatomy and physiology program with a hands-on approach. A big part of our program is the mannequin, which you can see back here, where we put different organs and structures on our skeletal framework to see how the organs relate to each other in their size, their location, and then talk a lot about how they work together. We learn the regional terms, we talk about directional terms. We work on something called brain maps, where we take swim caps and draw the structures of the brain, the lobes of the brain, so we can see how they compare in size to each other. We can see where they are in relation to each other, located to each other, and we talk about the different functions of the brain. Beginning with the class of 2021, students taking Human Body Systems are also exempt from taking health. So when we're talking about elective classes, will I have space in my schedule? That helps alleviate the required courses for students taking the biomed electives. With Human Body Systems, students are eligible for college credit if they get an A or B in the class, and if they demonstrate proficiency on what is called the end-of-course assessment. The end-of-course assessment is an exam developed by Project Lead the Way that all students will take at the end of the school year. It is directly aligned with our curriculum, and typically our students that do well in the class do very well on the exam. The third year of the program is called Medical Interventions, and in Medical Interventions, we are introduced to the fictitious family, the Smith family. We start out the school year learning about Sue. Sue is a first-year college student, but shortly after leaving for school, contracts an illness. So very relative to what we're dealing with right now. Sue goes through a series of tests and we find out that Sue has bacterial meningitis. So then we talk about all of contact tracing. We talk about her teammates, her roommates, her other people that live on her floor, any other friends she's associated with. We talk about how we diagnose disease through DNA. And we talk about the treatment options and how we will treat viruses different than bacterial infections. And we also talk about, even though there's a case of bacterial meningitis going on this campus, there are still other illnesses going on as well. We then are introduced to Sue's mom, Judy, and Judy ends up, after she sends off her oldest daughter to college, finds out that she's unexpectedly pregnant. So we talk a lot about the complications or difficulties that come along with a late in life pregnancy, some of the concerns that women need to have when they're pregnant later in life. And it just brings up some really good discussions with students on how the reproductive system works and some of those concerns that we may have when we're experiencing late in life pregnancy. We are then introduced to Sue's brother, who finds out he has bone cancer. So we talk about treatment cancer options. We talk about surgery options. We do this really cool activity where students mimic surgery through scopes. So we do some arthroscopic and laparoscopic surgery demonstrations and models using grabbers through boxes, and that has been a fan favorite of our students for a long time. Some of these topics get a little difficult for students to talk about because they're very real. And that's what I love about this program, is that it's applicable, it's real, it's students dealing with topics that they're really going to deal with in life. And again, like HBS, students may be eligible for college credit if they demonstrate proficiency on the end of course assessment and they have a grade or A or B in the class. The fourth year, Biomedical Innovations, any students who started in Project Lead the Way Biomedical Science as a freshman do have the option of taking all 4 years and can end in the Biomedical Innovations class. It is entirely project-based. Students are given a broad topic to consider. Our first one is an emergency room and emergency medicine. And during that time, they have to look at some of the concerns that occur when going to the emergency room, like patients getting triaged correctly, wait times, the amount of time it takes to get tests. And students have to design an emergency room, a physical layout, a physical plan, as well as consider things like a budget, staffing, and they look at different communities. We consider what it would look like in an urban setting versus a rural setting versus a suburban setting. I've even had students set up a hospital on a mission field. How does that differ? We have even had students set one up on a military field. So give students options to explore things that they're really interested in. Another topic we do in our fourth year biomed is how does the environment affect our health? We do a whole series of water testing. We look at our local water sources. What are contained in our water sources? Are there any chemicals we should be concerned about? And what their impact may be on our human health. We look at what's called a dose response lab. Students have an option of choosing some chemical they come in contact with on a daily basis or a regular basis, and how does it affect the growth and development of radish seeds? Do they still grow? Do they still change? Can we observe what's going on with these radish seeds when exposed to these chemicals? We've had students do things from suntan lotion to hairspray, air freshener. And one of the most interesting ones I saw last year was a student decided to explore vaping. What's the liquid in a vape, and how does that affect cell division and cell growth? We had some really interesting results, and I think it made a big impact on our students. Towards the end of the year in fourth year, we do an autopsy of a fetal pig. So students will conduct the steps that would be done in an autopsy. We weigh the organs. We practice our suturing skills that we learned in third year medical interventions. Probably the biggest part and most interesting part that students have had in our fourth year biomed class is the opportunity to do an internship, which is really more like shadowing a biomedical professional. We've had students shadow in emergency rooms, different doctors. We've had students shadow with dentists, orthodontists, physical therapists. We've had students work at crisis pregnancy centers, just to develop a close alliance with our community and learn more about those careers and if they're interested in pursuing those careers. We also have a very close alliance with Trinity Christian College, just down the street. They are very good about allowing our students to work with their professors on different research projects, and our students have had a very positive experience through Trinity Christian College. Some feedback that I've had from college students that have been in our biomedical program. My first one is from a student named Ben. When Ben was on a college visit, one of the professors at the college asked him, "Hey, Ben, have you ever heard of PCR?" And he said, "PCR? I've done PCR." And they said, "You did PCR in high school," which is polymerase chain reaction, a project we do in our third year biomed. And he said, "Yeah, we were amplifying our own DNA from our cheek cells." And the professors were really impressed that he had done PCR and knew what it was. Our student Jill, her name's Jill, she went to Indiana Wesleyan in one of her college classes. she was wearing her Project Lead the Way lab coat, much like the one I'm wearing right now. Our seniors get Project Lead the Way lab coats. And her professor said, "Oh, Project Lead the Way. We're really think that's a positive program. They're doing some great things." She's a nursing major. She's in her last year now and is really ready to go on to pursue her nursing career. And then Emily, she's at the University of Illinois. She's a biology major. And when she was in her biology lab, she understood the process of bacterial transformation and conjugation. Her professor was really impressed that she had known about it, that she had learned about it, was able to do things like pour plates, knew how to use the microscope very well. We just have a lot of positive feedback from our college students. And that's the goal of Project Lead the Way, is to prepare students for college and careers in the healthcare sciences. We are also offering the engineering program at our school. We have the first 2 years of the engineering program for Project Lead the Way. And again, if you want to see the full course descriptions, learn more about Project Lead the Way and what it looks like at Chicago Christian, you can visit the Project Lead the Way website at pltw.org. Again, my name is Kim Vilendrer, one of the science teachers here at Chicago Christian High School. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at kvilendrer@swchristian.org. And thanks for watching.